Hi everyone, this is me Rachel and today I'll be dealing with farting foods. This video is very much linked to my earlier video friend fart. So in order to prevent friend fart and stomal ballooning, one has to have a control over the foods. So let's deal in detail with the entire foods which causes farting. So what causes flatulence? The first point is aerophagia. Aerophagia is nothing but swallowing of the air. So what causes the swallowing of the air? First is chewing gum, smoking, wearing loose dentures, eating or drinking too quickly, drinking carbonated beverages, sucking on the pen tops. This all causes aerophagia. So what are the solutions to this problem? Let's deal with it. First is avoid chewing gum. Chewing gum does give the breath fresh, but avoid overeating it because it causes bloating and gas. Constantly swallowing air builds up and causes you to fart. Eat deliberately, slowly, taking your own time. Chew the food properly. Avoid binge eating, and that is the eating in front of the TV and also with closed mouth. Closed mouth can reduce the amount of the air consumption. Drinking carbonated beverages means that you are carrying a load of gas bubble. These air bubble will build up in the stomach and most of the time it will be released in the form of burp or fart. Avoid smoking. Smoking is not only injurious to health but it also causes too much of farting. Binge eating is nothing but the frequent consumption of large amount of food in one sitting and feeling that eating behavior is out of control. Binge eating can last over an hour and involve the consumption of more than 1000 calories. Now what do you mean by couch potato? A person who takes little or no exercise and watches a whole lot of television. So that is why binge eating and couch potato is directly proportional to each other. Now what is the second cause of flatulence? These are cruciferous vegetables and beans, lentils, nuts and peas. So what are the cruciferous vegetables? Cruciferous vegetables can cause gas and bloating. They are low in calories and high in fiber and are very healthy to eat. However, they can be difficult to digest and often cause gas. They contain a high amount of fiber which is utilized by the bacteria to create energy. So they contains of cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. The beans, lentils, nuts and peas are the culprits for the flatulence. Beans, lentils, nuts and peas are high in fiber and a type of carbohydrates called as oligosaccharides. Our body doesn't digest these fiber and oligosaccharides well cause gas in the process. So these are the foods that can make one do more farting. Now next is dairy products.
पियो ग्लास फुल दूध है वंडरफुल पी सकते हैं रोज ग्लास फुल दूध गर्मी में डालो दूध में आइस दूध बन गया वेरी नाइस पियो डेली वंस और ट्वाइस मिल जाएगा टेस्टी सरप्राइज दूध वंडरफुल दूध पियो ग्लास फुल दूध है मस्त in every season पियो दूध for healthy reason रहोगे फिर fit and fine जियोगे
Doodh is very good for health. One can live long with doodh, but then it is not suitable for people with lactose intolerance. Now lactose in dairy can be the cause of your tummy troubles. For many adults, milk causes bloating, gas and diarrhea. The most common cause is lactose intolerance. As per the survey conducted by the US Library for Medicine suggests it as much as 65% becomes difficult for them to digest this sugar. Now lactose enzyme supplements are also available to help the people properly digest dairy products. Now the people with lactose intolerance can try these products. They are the non-dairy milk, soya milk, probiotic, yogurts, curd, etc. They can also try the lactose-free milk. The next point is whole grains. Whole grains such as oats and wheat contain starch, fiber and raffinose. All of these are broken down by the bacteria in the large intestine which leads to bloating and gas. Fiber is good for heart digestion and weight control. However, when you have fiber, drink plenty of water to avoid buildup of gas from the fiber. Now, this is a listing of a whole lot of whole grains. Now, everyone loves fruits, but feasting on the fruits and fructose can cause a whole lot of gas. Fruit is loaded with fructose, fiber, and sorbitol. These nutrients often cause gas and bloating for many people. High levels of sugar in the fruit fructose can also leave people feeling bloated by gas due to the fructose intolerance. This lot of people less common than the peoples with lactose intolerance. The main gas producing culprits of the fruit world includes apple, apricots, bananas, peaches, prunes and raisins. So in short, all of these foodstuffs can cause bloating and too much of gas. That includes the Brussels sprouts, asparagus, milk, dairy products, pears, artichokes, oat bran, lentils, prunes, apples, foods high in fructose or sorbitol like fruit juices, preservative drinks, sugar-free candies, processed fruits, etc. As I said earlier, the above foodstuffs can cause excessive bloating, but there are some foodstuffs which are really hard to digest and cause excessive farting. That includes the beans, lentils, cabbage, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, dairy products, fructose, carbonated beverages, wheat and sorbitol. Now, how can we prevent this from happening, or what is the measure one needs to follow? So there is the best example of ginger and garlic. Does ginger and garlic remove the gases? The answer towards it is yes. Both contain a healing property and stimulate the digestive juices for proper digestion and helps prevent acidity. But if you have long-standing acidity and bloating, that itself is a sign of cancer, and you need to consult a gastroenterologist if you have these symptoms. So next is the digestive disorder that can cause excessive farting. The first is autoimmune pancreatitis, celiac disease, Crohn's disease, diabetes, dumping syndrome, eating disorder, gastroesophageal reflux disease, that is the GERD, gastroparesis, inflammatory bowel disease, irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, lactose intolerance, peptic ulcer, ulcerative colitis. Now the fourth point is the stress resulting from the anxiety can prevent a person's body from processing food efficiently, often passing it through the system too slowly. These can cause the bacteria in your body to build up and produce excess gas and bloating. Now, excess gas is often a symptom of chronic intestinal conditions such as diverticulitis, ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease. Some bowel bacterial overgrowth also. So an increase or change in the bacteria in the small intestine can cause excess gas, diarrhea and weight loss. The large intestine contains a number of different kinds of bacteria that continue with the digestive process. But this process creates byproduct also like carbon dioxide, hydrogen and methane. Changes to the gastrointestinal system generally consists of a decrease or slowing of function of an increased risk of digestive tract disorders. The gastrointestinal system extends from mouth to anus and includes the throat, esophagus, stomach and intestine. So if there is any kind of change in the above system, one can have the effect on excessive farting. Now constipation. Constipation is less than 3 bowel movements a week or has a difficult bowel movements. These are the examples include dehydration, lack of dietary fiber, physical inactivity or medication side effects. Now stinking farts. If you experience an abnormal amount of stinking farts, you need to consult a gastroenterologist immediately. Now what are the common causes of foul smelling gases? That includes eating high fiber foods, having food intolerance, taking certain medications such as antibiotics, being constipated, a bacterial buildup in your digestive tract or potentially colon cancer. This all causes stinking fart. Now smelly gas is not uncommon and is often considered normal. Some foods or medications causes excessive smell smart. So how to diagnose flatulence? Now first you need to make an end note regarding your diet, your eating and drinking habits like meal sizes and how quickly you eat, medications and supplements you take, your medical history. This all need to you considered before visiting a doctor. Now, what are the remedies or what are the prevention one can take for decreasing the flatulence? Keeping a food diary, identify the foods that can cause you flatulence, adjusting your foods. You can substitute the foods with rice and banana, which can reduce the flatulence. Next step is trying to swallow less amount of air. Drinking lots of fluid, consumption of water is very good for health, so one needs to drink lots of water. Taking probiotics like curd, yogurt, etc. Changing your position, sitting in an upright position can help the body release gas. As said earlier, we need to eat slowly and deliberately. Try eating more frequent and smaller meals throughout the day. Eat and drink more slowly. Increase your exercise level. Exercise regularly to prevent the gas buildup in your digestive area. Try an over-counter gas remedy. Reduce the intake of the cruciferous vegetables and fruits. Avoid carbonated beverages such as soda and beer. Eat fewer fatty foods. Next is stop smoking. Smoking is not only bad for your health, also it plays havoc with your farting. Why? Because you inhale smoke, you also swallow some air. So this is not just the case for tobacco smokers. The same principle applies to vaping and some forms of smoking. Next point is try taking some enzyme supplements. The result of the testing conclude that the enzyme supplements can assist in the breakdown of proteins and carbohydrates, thus helping the counter many digestive diseases. As a result of this breakdown procedure, gas production is also reduced in the small intestine. A typical enzyme supplement called as lactase, which can be used by the people with lactose intolerance to digest the dairy products. Try drinking the peppermint tea. Peppermint tea is a great drink to help settle your stomach and aid digestion. Try drinking it regularly, perhaps before sleep, to reduce with lactose intolerance to digest dairy products. Try to avoid being constipated. The best way to avoid constipation is to stay hydrated. Increasing the amount of fiber you eat will also help, but this does increase the gas production, so there has to be a balance to be added. So the last point is consumption of more fluid. Stay hydrated. The more the water, the less the issues in your body. Farting can be embarrassing to you, but it is a sign of perfectly bodily function of your digestive system. So I hope you're aware of the gassy foods to control the flatulence. So if you like this video, please do like